Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be my showcase on Penta, Cero, Muerto. Penta's got this kind of like butcher zombie killer vibe, like he was a butcher before he became a zombie. He's got this gnarly thing going on his face here. Um, yeah, he's well, spoiler, he's really really good, right? He's a chaotic era showboat, really good. There's a moment for him. I talked about it in the other video, a moment for the zombies. Basically for him, it's going to add some gem damage and some health. He's a showboat, so you love to see health on the universal moment. And then it's going to hit gem damage, basically 100% on a couple colors for him. Like I said, he's really, really good. Um, he's got the zombie link, any color starting MP reduced by 2 for your opponent. This is going to be a really annoying link to go against, a really fantastic link to have. Otherwise, you can go any color move, start with 5 more MP. Also, crazy good link to have. Like that they're changing the tag team links up and making them much more significant, better, useful, etc. Right? He's also a coach, and he is essentially an upgraded Steamboat. So, in a perfect world, you could use him and Steamboat to very good effect potentially to get extra trap gems. Of course, there's that 8th anniversary plate. I'm not sure who that could potentially impact and let them be able to use that when they couldn't. But he's a slightly upgraded Steamboat. Him and Steamboat together would be really solid. So I think he's a good coach for sure. Um, yeah, because I believe Steamboat's 125% if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so from here, Penta's got something a little bit weird going on with him. It's cool. In principle, I love it, right? I love the idea behind this. It's really unique. It's really cool. In practice, for Feud and Showdown, I kind of hate it because of reversals, but it is really neat. You'll see what I mean. So, Gutbuster, 6 MP, deal 1.15 million damage, increase your purple move damage by 100% for 1 turn. If he hits even harder against a striker, you get another 100% purple move damage. This is where it gets really weird. So we have MP up, and MP increase. I'm sorry. We have move damage increase right here. Then we go to the Mexican Destroyer. Deal 1.85 million damage and increase your green MP by 5. So now we have MP up. And then it says, then deal 2.25 million damage. A lot of purple move damage here. And then make 30 random gems into multiply gems of strength 3. So you have to dodge 3 different reversals. Move damage up, MP up, and multiply. I dislike that very much in practice. In principle, I love it, and I think it's really unique because you're having a move damage guy potentially recycle with multiply gems. Then we have the spine skewer, 1.28 million damage and multiply and make 35 multiply gems into purple to pin it. Also, I wish this was in reverse. I wish the bigger damage was on the pin, and you will see why. So I wish like these two were reversed as far as the damage goes. I wish this was the combo move and it was increasing your green MP, because then you wouldn't have to worry about the increase and in making the multiply gems into purple. And I wish this was just make the 30 gems into multiply gems and wasn't the combo. I know why they did it, because it's for another moveset that's coming, and it has to work that way. But for this one, this moveset is kind of annoying. So what I just said wouldn't have worked like overall, but it would work for just this build, if that makes sense. Anyway, I got way off track there. These are not the right trainers because I'm a ding dong. The right trainers are here somewhere. This one. So we are going to go with Woods and Steel and Santa to get both of these, all these moves loaded on turn 1, so we can hit the buff first, right? Because we kind of have to, right? No, kind of. We do have to. You could hit this first, and then fill this up and then hit this, but then you only get the double damage on this, and it's not good. So we're using that. We're using Takedown, and we're using Gooker, 75%. For the strap, bada bum. We are indeed using a strap, and it's 100% takedown 2s in a purple, right? All right, so let's we're gonna go in Staker because he's got more life, right? So I can show you guys how much damage he's doing on the cycle easier. So Taker starts with 85 million, right? You're gonna buff your purple gems, hit for a little bit here, 4 million. Then you're gonna hit this, and this is gonna hit for 20 and 25 million, so 45 million total. And this is why I wish the bigger move was on the pin. So we've done a lot of damage, but now we're only getting a 14 million pin, and we don't have anything really affecting the multiply gems a ton, right? Because we are in a takedown set. But we're gonna get a 14 million pin and a little bit of gem damage. So a 21 million pin, and we did about 72 million damage total, right? So that's why I wish the pin was bigger. Because that's kind of borderline, right, for safety purposes. But you can do plates with this. Oh, tell me more, Mherex. All right, I will. Glad you asked. So, you can use the new Kofel plate. Purple move. Increase your purple move damage by 100%. Right here. And you could also use the multiply plate and get a little bit of gem damage. You could use the purple one, Bubba's glasses, get 50%, or you could use the ministry and get 100%. It's a big ministry icon. I am so blind. I can never see anything. And not this one, the other ministry icon. Which one of these are multiply, you think? That looks multiply, but nothing shows. That's gem damage. That's move. Does it? What? I wish when you hovered over it, it said what the triggers were. That's not helping me at all. Why? There it is. Gosh dang, I'm freaking blind. Oh no, I can't equip it. There we go. Whew. That was horrible. Okay, so it's kind of weird using a multiply gem plate on a move damage build, right? It's just really, it's interesting. Weird and interesting. All right. Now that that painfulness is over, you guys can all laugh at me and make fun in the comments. So what I want to see here is after the first move, so let's look, so 14.5. After the first move that hits for 20, does this hit for more than 25 on the combo move, or do we have to wait till the next turn? So there's the 20. Let's see if the plate goes into effect and we hit more than 25. Nope, the same. Okay. That's how I anticipated it to work. That's how it should. And then this only goes up to 17 million, right? So it's only adding 3 million. So not really a big deal. If you don't have that plate, it's nothing to stress over. It's adding 3 million. And before we did like 6 million gem, and now we did like 11 million. So that's a bonus of like 8 million. So it is runnable, right? For sure. And it's different because it's move, and I love the concept. In practice, I don't know, maybe not as much, you know? All right. Moving on, triple purple. And he's crazy, guys. That's, you guys know how I usually roll with how I do movesets. I usually build a little bit. Not always, but a little. That was his first one. So, yeah. Prepare yourself. Make sure your body is ready for all that is this crazy guy. So we're going to bring Zombie Bomb in, as you haven't seen yet. And we're running triple purple. So, that is deal 992k damage and increase the strength of your multiply gems by 4. So now we're going straight to gem damage. So let's switch over to 100% Fury. Fury 2s. And let's get this entourage loaded. I only had limited entourages, so let's load it this way. It's funny. You think 4 is enough for a preview, but not for me. So Sherry, multiply strength 4, and then Zombie Brett. 40%. 40%. 40% purple gems and 60% multiply, right? So this combo lets you make 30 gems of strength 7, increase them by 4 to strength 11, and then 35 into purple. Of course, it can go wrong, potentially, if the gemmy gems aren't lined up, right? I'd rather see this being like 40, 45, to be honest. And you could use Mosh potentially, but you're not converting enough, so it's kind of dangerous. And you're losing a lot of multiplies in this case. It's not one of those, this is not one of the cases where Mosh is better than Sherry, sadly. We'll probably be fine. But I'm just a worrywart. And we got all the multiplies and hit for 72 million, right? With no plates. 72 million, no plates. That's really good. This one you'd use the Bubba's glasses. You could also use the ministry plate, but you shouldn't, because both give you 100%, and Bubba's glasses is needed way less places than the ministry plate. So let's just toss Bubba's glasses on, give it 100% more, and keep in mind the moment is going to add at least 50% to this too. I think it's only 50 on this one. Where you be, Bubba's glasses? Those are the wrong ones. You'd think they would be under B for Bubba. And they are. So 50% every time you use a purple move. We're going to get 2 purple moves to go off before the third one. So that's 100% for 2 moves. That math checks out, and it spells disaster for the Undertaker. Just for funsies, we have is that like 1.66 million, I think, is what that says, something like that. And now let's see, after the second move and 50%, oh, the multiplies get bigger too, so that's not going to work, sadly. I was going to give you guys a comparison, how much the 50% added, but that doesn't work. So here we lost, oh, we got all but 1, okay. And then 88 million gem, right? 88 million gem. Let me run this one more time because I never got a big miss this time, and you can potentially miss a little bit this way. This is, again, not his best moveset. I would like this, obviously, for Purple Boss. That's where you would run this, Purple Boss. His other stuff coming, if you're going to run multiplies, is much better, much more efficient, that sort of thing. But this is awesome in his kit for Purple Boss. So boom, boom, and the bang. Here we missed a bunch. That's better. 71 million. So that's what it looks like when things go wrong, even with a plate. 71 million. That's perfect. That's what I wanted to show you guys. All right. Now, just for giggles, this is me having no real idea, but showing you potentially what the new move mechanic does and how you might run him for the new mode we know very little about. Other than it's based on turns, actions instead of turns, and the wording is funky. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll make a bunch of videos when that rolls around, right? So this one, we are gonna go triple yellow, and Braun Breaker, Kofi, Santa, and then Sammy for reinforce in yellow gem damage. So triple yellow, it's 10 charge to get it all loaded. So all the MP trainers and Sammy. And the 3 yellow moves, which you haven't seen any of. 7 MP Bloody Cleaver Chop, 858k damage, and 7 million bonus damage for each player turn that's passed, including your current turn for up to 10 turns. So this obviously is like, if you watch the Braun video, it's like Braun's. Braun was like, wasn't it like 3 million or something, if I remember right? Or I don't know, maybe it was more than 3, maybe it was 5, or maybe it was 7. Either way, 7 million a turn. It's been a long day. Sling Bite, 7 MP, 915k damage, make 49 gems into reinforced gems. You're gonna see Penta has some like kind of some Drew vibes, the PG era Drew, with reinforce abilities and things like that, and then multiplies. And then 10 MP Cero Muerto, 2 million damage and increase your yellow gem damage by 90%. Then finisher, 1.38 million damage and make 49 random gems into yellow. So we had purple boss, now we have yellow boss. We also had purple move damage. So yeah, reinforce with yellow, so double hit, really good shield breaker. And the entourage for this one, like I said, is all the yellow, and then Sammy for yellow and reinforce. Zombie Sammy. It's zombie month, gotta use zombies, right? Now, I'm going to do this a little bit different just to, again, show you guys, if you don't watch the Brawn Breaker or you missed it, how this mechanic works. Every turn, including your current one, you get 7 million bonus damage on this. So I'm just going to go ahead and swipe, right? And let Taker give me an extra turn just to show you the mechanic. You wouldn't do this in feud or anything like that. You also wouldn't run this move in feud. So now let's slow it down so you can see it. We're going to hit for 1.53 million, and then you're going to see bonus damage of 14 million pop up. There's a 1.53, and there's the 14 million bonus damage. Then we're going to go back about our business and just throw the reinforces and hit the finisher. It's going to recycle everything. So yeah, I would anticipate this would work well in the new game mode coming this month, but I don't know that for sure. But likely it's some variation of this is what you'd be running, is my best guess. And then 50 million gem damage off of that with that build. Not terrible. Let's move into straight up reinforce now. And we will throw the reinforced plate on for the straight up reinforced build. The great thing about this build is it gets loaded for 3 MP. That, if that doesn't scream like S plus tier, I don't know what does. And he's only S tier, by the way. But 3 MP to load, this is really awesome on the reinforces. So we're just going back to the, I don't think you guys have seen the bite. 895k damage and increase your yellow MP by 10. It's also a reversal, can't be subbed, does 20 million bleed. A la zombies this year, all doing that. So loadout's really interesting. You have a lot of options. Because he's a showboat, I kind of went with this one for multiple reasons if you're going to run this moveset. Alexa Bliss gives you 100% reinforce, which is essentially 50% yellow, because the first break is reinforced, the second break is yellow. So you get 100 on the first, none on the second. But 2 green MP. You only need 3, so you technically have it. Instead of going with another reinforce coach here, because there's like 75% the rest of them, trainer, I went with Hall of Fame Goldberg for multiple reasons. 1, the 30% health. 2, he gives you 2 more green MP. So that's 4 and your turn is 5. So if somebody has dual universal MP down trainers, you are still good. You're still loaded, right? And then you get the 40% gem damage twice, which would be the equivalent of 80% reinforce. So it's 5% better. And basically that spells doom for your opponents. If that was too much too fast, don't worry about it. Goldberg's a good choice. And then Zombie Sammy and then Yoko, because he would be the equivalent of 50% yellow at 100% reinforce, right? Good? Everyone caught up with that? I'm sorry. This is what happens when I'm not tired, even though it's been a long day. Too much caffeine. I'm going to crash so hard when the caffeine wears off. All right, so MP up loads all your moves, which is fantastic. Then you do your clicky. And then you hit your finisher. And you deal 62 million damage with no plates. Obviously, there's multiple plates available here, right? You can also, I'm probably, maybe I will show it because this is his best ability to 2-click as well. Like using a yellow Royal Rumble is what I would use for the 2-click. And then you should avoid reversals if his finisher's working right. I don't have a Hall of Famer that I know of to go against right off with gem reversal. But he has a bunch of plate options. Speaking of, I need to get plate removal currency. So a bunch of different plates he can use for this, and all of the stuff, the next moveset coming up. This still isn't his best moveset, by the way. We're not done. Career battle. You're here? Yes, you are. All right. So let's, with this one, I would use probably the reinforced build. It's in very low demand. I mean, the reinforced plate. You could use yellow or rainbow. I think they're equal. Let's find out. 200%. Yeah. So either the yellow or the rainbow would work fine. They're both going to be 200%. Up to you. which you use. Obviously, lower demand on the yellow, but in general, reinforced plates not super high demand. So there's that. You got that going for you. And if you're gonna use like the 3-click move, this might be enough where you don't have to use a Royal Rumble because of the gem buff and us adding 200%. It may not be, right? I have not tried plates on him yet. Like I've said before, I save those for previews so I get an impression of what the character's like without plates first. And then we all can be pleasantly surprised together. Obviously, fast, smooth, easy gameplay. The moment will help this because it's going to add 100. See, so 78 million with a reinforced build and a plate that's not in high demand is rather nice. We'll throw the yellow Royal Rumble on, which is definitely more in demand. Yellow Royal Rumble, right? Probably, than a yellow reinforce. And then, I don't have a graphic for it, but I'll show you 2-click with the yellow Royal Rumble. I think I went right by it, did I not? No, I didn't. I did. It's literally yellow. Right here. I need a whatchamacallit, a save thing, entourage save thing for plates like you do for superstars. Okay, and we'll do this one, and then we'll do 2-click version, because that's his best. That's his only real chance to 2-click, I think. At this point, I could have missed something, but I'm pretty sure this is the only build that can use 2 moves. At least, yeah. No, I'm pretty sure. Also, with the yellow Royal Rumble, you'd be better off using yellow trainers than reinforced. So this is not the ideal trainer setup if you're watching. And it basically did the same damage. We did like 75 million gem as the reinforced plate. A little bit better. And you would do better if you did stunning Steve Austin and 40% yellow, or kept Sammy in. But stunning Steve over Yoko would be better with the yellow Royal Rumble. Now, let's look at that 2-click, and we'll just do, this would be Brawn Breaker, right? This would be Kofi. Just imagine that. Oh, I've used them both. I'll just not make you not imagine. I'll do it. I'll just do it. Previous yellow Kofi, and this is the ticket with the yellow Royal Rumble. So this would be 2-click. You're going to be charged, reinforced finisher. Let's see what this does. Here we go. And the verdict is 57 million reduced to 64, or 64 reduced to 57. So not really there. So he's not really too clickable, but that's fine. Now for the best, the save the best for last, as far as like really easy to use, super hard hitting. You could make a case for the reinforced because really low plate and trainer demand. If you have a lot of multiply users, you'd probably want to go the reinforced set, right? But once we come here, I'm going to start off with a really trainer friendly, especially for a multiply build set. We're going to do this one right here. And then this one right here. So you've seen all the moves. It's just we're going to use the Mexican Destroyer to make the multiply gems, 30 of them, and also increase your green MP, which is going to fill the bite, which we're going to use to increase the yellow MP on the finisher. And then we're going to hit the finisher with the gem damage on the finisher. So if it's working right, and I don't know if it is, you won't get reversed on the gem damage on Hall of Fame. By the way, anything that's a reversal is not supposed to be reversed. If it's being reversed, it's currently broken, and they know, and they're working on it. That's what I've been told. All finishers will not be reversed when they're working. So just FYI. All right, now loadout for this one. Like I said, we're going to start with a more friendly one. We're going to use This is a no sherry multiply build. We're going to use woods. We're going to use mosh +1 and +5. So now we're making 35 multiplies of strength 4. I'm just using Zombie Chelsea because she's super available, and then Santa Hogan. No plates that are affecting this. Once I remove this Royal Rumble, we don't want this anymore. Obviously, you could absolutely use it for this build, but why? There's better plates, in my opinion. All right. So it's super easy gameplay loop. Click, and so this one, the reversal is MP up and multiply reversal. And then just click again, and then finisher. And watch what this does with no plates. And pretty easy trainers. In fact, my free-to-play should be able to run all these by the end of the month. 65 million gem reduced. With no plates to start. That's really good. All right. I've said a lot in the past. If you don't have NOD Rock, if you don't have Leo, Sherry and Santa is very close. This is slightly better on this build especially because of how many multiplies and how low they are. This one is definitely better, but you could use Sherry and Santa combo, which you would have seen earlier, would do similar. I'm not going to run them both because it's slightly less, but not a ton less. So, interest of time. This is the Whaley version of what you just saw. And now we're making 30 at ×8. And then we move Zombie Punk for 40% yellow gems instead of just the multiply. Let's see what this hits for with no plates. Multiplies go out. MP goes up. And here comes the big finish. That's a spicy 112 million no plates. That's not too bad. So just to cover so far, guys, he can do yellow 2 different ways, one with reinforce, one with multiplies. He can do purple multiplies, and he's got move damage. That's quite a bit. All right, now let's put the easier plate to get on just first, the nightmare plate. These are in alphabetical order. There we go. Which adds 100% more gem damage. Because we're making 6 or more multiply gems. Yeah, and the one thing I will say about the coaches, if you get Penta, it makes, and you have Steamboat, which you likely do, my free-to-play does. Let's see, 147 million with that one plate change, by the way. If you get Penta, then it makes Sheamus and Braun's coach's ability literally completely worthless, right? So, feels bad, man. I don't like how they're doing that personally. Don't like how they're doing that. Penta's definitely the one you want for the coach. All right, now what about with the more friendly trainers? We did like 65. Let's see how much 100% gem boosts us. I should probably switch to this. And then I'll put the ministry plate on. Ultimate plate. And get another 100%. Also check your Facebook Messenger. You got a message. Alexa, play Baby Shark. You're welcome. 84 million. That's pretty accessible. Nightmare plate, this trainer setup, pretty accessible for a nice 84 million. Smooth gameplay. I like it. I do like it. And now let's throw the ministry plate on, run this, and then the whale trainers one more time. And we will call that a preview, other than ranking him. Or a showcase, rather. I feel like showcase is kind of better, because I'm really trying to showcase to you guys what they can do on your roster. So, semantics, I suppose. This was at the top, wasn't it? There it is right there. Oh, no! We don't want that. We want, there we go. Swap. If the Nightmare plate added like 40 million to the big build, we should be close to 200 with the big build, and this should be pushing, what do we go 670? This should be like 85 million-ish, I think. Although I'm getting tired, so brain isn't braining as well as it could. I'm thinking this should be about, wait, what did we hit? Did we hit 85 or 70? If we hit 85, then this will be closer to 100. If we hit 75, then it's closer to 85. I'm so confused. You probably are too. Numbers. Lots of numbers. Yeah, okay. We had hit 85, so that was over 100 million with those two plates and these trainers. You don't see that a lot in multiply builds. That's kind of like where you don't need the like you don't need Sherry to hit over 100 million, right? There's a few exceptions. Ilya comes to mind immediately. Ilya's kind of like the poster child for not needing multiply trainers and hitting like a Mack truck. Hitting like a truck is way overused. In Ilya's case, it's very accurate. Especially for multiply gems. Alright. And the final BIP, this should be right around 200 mil. I'm thinking. So like I said, this is a very similar vibe. This build set here is very similar to Drew. Drew has black reinforced but unblockable. I like Drew's reinforced build a little better. A little less than I thought, 175 mil. But I like that Penta has also purple and also move damage. So at a certain point it becomes, you know, apples to oranges, right? But they do have some similarities there. I love that. So the zombie tag link is a huge benefit. The fact that they have the new mechanic is a huge benefit for them. Also, apparently something I didn't cover, Penta has a hot tag. When tagged into the match, deal 25 million damage and increase your yellow gem damage by 100% for one turn. So he's going to be brutal coming in on the hot tag. Absolutely vicious, right? He's got the moment that he's going to have. That's going to add yellow and all gem damage, so that's going to help him a bunch, and 50% health, so that's nice. And other than that, male showboat is awesome. So my favorite is still my favorite. That won't change. I'm biased, though, for sure. But I do think Dude Nader straight up is the best male showboat in the game, and I don't think it's close because of all the things he can do. I do like Penta. I think more than Drew because of the versatility, like all the stuff, the links, the hot tag, and that stuff. So I will give it to Penta over Drew. PG Drew. I do like that. Did I go buy showboats? I did, didn't I? No? You'd think I wouldn't have played this game for 6 years sometimes, guys. All right. So Dude Nader is my favorite still. Still undefeated. These two are close, but like I said, I think the versatility gets me for Penta. Drew with his gear has a really great 2-click option, actually, which is pretty dirty, for sure. Cena's interesting, but I don't think he's as good as those guys. Gunther, also very interesting, who can hit very hard, and he's got some good versatility. So I think, like, Sammy, Drew, Gunther, Penta are all kind of in my top 4. Who else would make it for me personally? I think that would be my 4. And then 5th would be a heck of a fight after those 4, I would say, on the male side, with like Hall of Fame Goldberg and I think in this Cena probably, just because he's really interesting. And I feel like there's gonna be eventually, if we get we should get a red Piper plate, then this scene is gonna shoot way up. Just FYI, way up with a red Piper plate. But and then like you can make a case also for Rex, Vader, Seth with all of this stuff. Like all of those guys are right in the conversation for, to me, for number 5, I would say, personally. So yeah, I think he's easily top 3 showboat for sure, I would say. For me, and my favorite is still Dudenator. I do think I like him more than Drew, and I do think I like him more than Gunther. So I think he's a great addition to the zombie. He's got the zombie faction family thing. He's got all of the tag links, and he's got the hot tags. So I really value the showdown stuff a lot. And then he's got the new mode thing, which currently no one else has except the other zombies, so I value that really high. So I think this is an the chase, the monthly chase you don't want to miss if you can get him. If you normally get S chases, I think it's worth going for and grabbing him because of the versatility he brings. Now, you can make people will make an argument that zombies are only required quotation marks twice a year. For the zombie style events, because they won't be required in feud the 10 other months out of the year, things like that. They're not like CSS sort of thing. And if you put high value in having CSS, then that's a valid point for sure. I actually don't. I don't care if I'm missing CSS or not. I don't play my game based on having CSS, because the truth of the matter is, unless you have everyone, you're missing CSS, and one typically makes very little difference. So I don't value a card based on, ooh, this one is going to be CSS a lot. Personally, that's I think is the a FOMO route and not worth going down. So yeah, all in all, I think he's great. He looks awesome. He's fun. Super good addition. One of the best showboats in the game. If you're a Penta fan, you got to be super happy about that. If you're a zombie fan, you got to be happy about it. And I'm really enjoying the way the month is starting so far. I like the superstars a lot. Penta's so far of the 3 by far my favorite. And then I actually like Seamus way more than Braun right now too. So let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this. This was really long. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. Whew. Now I need to, maybe in an hour, try and record the daily news. I might not get to it today. We'll see. It's late for me because I've been doing videos all day.